Hello, my name is Jeff Rolka. You can learn more about me at voicelessonssf.com. I had a request by a subscriber to talk about Appoggio, and specifically about the moment of inspiration versus expiration, where you turn the inhalation into making noise, singing. And I thought about it for a moment, and I thought, well, let's include the first two parts as well in this video. So this video is part instructional and part practical or practice. The first two parts of the video are going to be about alignment and acquisition of air, and then we'll get to some exercises. So first of all, alignment. You may have had your voice teacher, or if you haven't yet, or if they haven't done so, ask you to put your arms up over your head, make a bow, kind of clasp your hands like this and keep them up like that. Okay? What this does is it's opening up the lower rib cage, and it's creating a bit of a suspension here between the diaphragm and the rectus abdominis muscles, the intercostal muscles, and the oblique muscles. Those outer muscle groups we have control over. The diaphragm is involuntary, but we can influence it with these. So by opening through here and being in alignment, we can better support or manage our airflow, support the voice, maintain the appoggio. Another aspect of alignment is how your head and neck are oriented over your shoulders. One of my favorite ways to work on this particular aspect of alignment is to take your fingers and just gently, very, very gently, place them just in the curl of your ear there, and just imagine lifting upwards. You'll notice that the crown lifts somewhat, the chin will come into a neutral position here. And that, in conjunction with this, puts us in what is called the noble posture. Second is acquisition. How do we then take air? There are several dominant theories about how we take air as vocalists. I am presenting you with the one as I understand it in the Appoggio method. It is somewhat different than what you may have become accustomed to. In the Appoggio method, we're going to focus more on creating a suspension and opening through the ribs so that these muscles gently lift upwards, keeping this suspension happening. So the ribs are going to stay open, and as we sing the line and expel air, we're going to work to keep the suspension open, keeping the ribs open while these lift more. Only at the very end of the breathing cycle may we lose a little bit of loft in the lower ribs, to which we then utilize them to regain more air. So it's very noteworthy that the air is coming through this opening of sideways action, not anything about pushing viscera out. Okay, if I do this, bowing out my tummy, I'm physically pushing my viscera out and then pulling it back in. I find that this breath management system works much better. Sideways opening, engagement and lift, and then we sing. So, let's get to some exercises. Alright, getting on to some exercises where we're changing from that moment of inhalation to the moment of exhalation, and we begin singing. One of my favorite ones is very, very short, and it is an E vowel and a very short breath, and they happen in an eighth note pattern for starters. Sounds like this. Now, I think you should be able to hear the breaths I took there. I tried to make them audible. I'll do it again. This time I'll make them very audible. It's an eighth note pattern. Now, when I do the exercise for real, I'm going to make those breaths silent. And the goal is to keep the engagement in those rectus abdominis muscles and oblique muscles engaged. Keep the ribs out, suspended, the entire time. It sounds like this. And please do it along with me, if it's in a comfortable range. Females, you may have to sing it up an octave. One more. And ideally, we're going to keep that in a comfortable range, because what we're really practicing here is the coordination between the engagement of those muscles that are going to offer support and the action of the vocal fold taking the airflow. Next up is that we can do that very same exercise, but if we want to challenge ourselves a little bit, we can do it as a triplet, where you have 2 notes and then a breath. Sounds like this. I'm going to make the breaths audible in my demonstration. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's try it again, all together. I'm going to let my breaths be silent as I practice it with you. Here we go. And as we get better and better with those, we can then try another exercise that involves a scale. So for this one, we'll start here. The idea is to take a breath at the top of each of the scales, again, still maintaining that suspension, that Appoggio. So in order to take the breath, we're going to expand through the ribs. And by practicing those exercises, we not only build the ability to physically keep those muscles engaged and open, but we generate the body awareness to know when we're doing it and when we're not. And that way, we can self-monitor and continue to work on getting back to that engaged but suspended and very flexible body position that, in my opinion, really allows for a ton of flexibility and ease of use of the voice, and great phrasing, great intonation, and just great sound by the vocalist. So I hope that answers your question. If you have any further questions, please feel free to leave a comment or get in touch with me via my website. My name is Jeff Rolka. You can learn more about me at voicelessonssf.com. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments or otherwise. Enjoy singing and take care of your voices. Bye.